Ooh! An Exalted Orb! What do I do with it? Hi, Zizaran here with another video. And today we're going to be talking about Exalted Orbs and what do you do with them. Some people heard me talking about that I've had over 100 Exalted Orbs this league on Soul Self-Found. Yeah, I have like none left. What am I using them all on? You don't really Exalt slam things. Slamming would refer to, for example, when you have a 3-stat jewel and you slam the last stat with an Exalted Orb. But we don't frequently actually do that. In fact, nearly every time when I actually want to exalt an item, like for example, exalt a +3 bow, like return a +2 bow into a +3 bow, I'll actually use a Leo Slam because I do want to save as many Exalted Orbs as possible. If we go in-game now, like I've used a insane amount of Exalted Orbs this league, but what have I used them on? I'll give you some examples of items that I've used Exalted Orbs on. And normally it is used for Metacrafts. So Metacrafts, it's gotten from 4 maps. I can't remember exactly which ones. I remember Cannot Roll Attack mods is from Careblade. I don't remember where caster mods are, but when you search for these in your crafting bench, it'll tell you where they're from, what unique map they're from. Multimod is from the Putrid Cloister. And then you also have these, which are really important. Prefixes cannot be changed, and suffixes cannot be changed. And that is the big sink for Exalted Orbs. So for example, if you look at this ring, I was basically using Essence of Delirium for the suffixes. So I've imported this item into here, and the way this item started was actually like this. And maybe it had some random prefixes, right? Let's say that it started like this. And I had an open suffix. Now, normally, this is riskier. This is one I don't recommend doing, but I want to show you how I did it anyway. So now I did suffixes cannot be changed, which is 2 Exalted Orbs. And I did a Veiled Chaos Orb. Now, there are 2 things that can happen now. It can give me a Veiled Suffix, and with a Veiled Suffix, this is really, really good. I was hoping to get Endurance charges, right? Cold and Chaos Rest would be really good too. But I was hoping to get the endurance charge on kill. Now, I didn't get that at all. It instead hit a prefix, which would look like this. There. So this is another example of something that can happen. I just redid the craft a few times until it hit prefix. But notice that, and this is why I don't recommend the craft, is even though I had suffixes cannot be changed, it added a suffix. So with prefixes or suffixes cannot be changed, it won't change the existing ones, but it can add the final one, filling up your item and bricking it. That's why this is very risky. Whenever this happens, this is a small chance of happening that it hits all hybrid, but very often it is going to give you life. I think it's an 80% chance to give you life. So you'll see a large amount of players will be running around with this tier 2 life on their ring. The exact scenario what happened to me looked pretty much like this, except the suffix didn't fill. But what you do in this scenario on rings is you then craft mana. You craft any tier of mana and then unveil, and then it is a 80% chance of hitting life. Now, let's use this as another example. This was another ring. So I did the same thing to this. This has damage over time multiplier and tier 3 dex and all res. And I really needed that for my detonate dead character. So what did I do to this character? This item. It's not a character. So first, this had, it did not have the prefixes. And this is the riskier option, but this is how you can get tier 2 or tier 1 life. So on this one, I did the same thing. Suffixes cannot be changed. And then this time, I did Reforge life. Now, when there's only 1 life prefix, it doesn't matter if you do Reforge or Reforge plus. But I'll give you another example of when it makes a difference. So here, boom, I hit a big ring, right? This is insane. It goes up to 94 life, 8% life, and just beautiful. So that's what you want. And very often, this is going to happen where it hits 10, and then you're sad and you've wasted 2 Exalted Orbs. But yeah, you will use a large amount on this. That's what I used all my Exalted Orbs on. I have a min-maxed EA video, and then I talk about how I make this Amulet. This was around 16 Exalted Orbs to make. So it's the same, like nearly all of my items. I will get either prefixes or suffixes first, usually suffixes, and then I will fix the prefixes afterwards. And obviously we have a lot of room with recombinators and just RNGing it. Let's give you another example of how I made this recent chest. It basically started with me just spamming strength on one. I had tier 1 spell suppression on another, and I had percentage strength. And I tried recombinating those all together. I wanted 12% strength, 58 strength, and 33 spell suppression. And then, same as normal, suffixes cannot be changed. And now I want to do Reforge Life, or Reforge Plus, because this is hybrid as well. So ideally, I would have wanted something like that. 109 would be great. Like hitting tier 1 hybrid isn't bad. That's what I actually have tier 4 right now. But yeah, just getting a large amount of life with ideally an open prefix so I can craft percentage life. And I will be redoing this until I get at least tier 3 life. And then I will use my augment life. No, I can't use this. This is elder. How sad. But yeah, I want at least tier 3 life and a open prefix so that I can do percentage life or life as extra energy shield. Let's use this as an example. Like this bow I made by getting, I had a +2 bow that I just got with a dread essence. It would be really good if you hit a +2 bow with attack speed. So say that I had one bow that had +2 level of socketed bow gems and 19% attack speed. That's one bow. You can have whatever other stats. Not too important. And then I have another bow that just has elemental damage with attack skills, right? So what that would look like when we're combinating, like the ideal scenario, just a null stance off. Sure. There. It would look something like that, and it would actually have, you know, ideally, this would be ideal. And then we do crafted, cannot roll attack mods. And now I would Leo exalt this. So Leo Exalt is basically when you have Leo on research at level 3. Doesn't need to be leader, doesn't matter. He will give you an Exalt. Another thing you could do as well would be this one. This just doesn't work on influence items, which makes no sense because it is already AUG non-influence rare item. But hey, and then once you have that, then you just exalt it, and it gets +3. So you could also use the normal Exalted Orbs, but they're so precious, and I try to keep as many as possible for metacrafting. Another use as well, and I used this on my amulet. This is literally what it looked like. Perfect. So I had whatever suffix. I had like one suffix, but I really wanted high chaos rest on this. So I did Reforge. Either is fine because there's only one suffix, and I was hoping to get tier 1 chaos rest. And it was important to me that I had the life crafted there. Because like I said earlier in the video, even though I have prefixes cannot be changed, it can still add one. So I needed 4 exalts per try. Because I needed the multimod, the suffixes, or sorry, prefixes cannot be changed, and I needed life. So that's 4x per try. Very, very annoying. And then now I needed to spend another 4x. This is why my amulet got so expensive. Next up, I do multimod, I do prefixes cannot be changed, and I do life, crafted life. There. So this is what all my tries look like. I actually only had tier 3 chaos, but this is what it looked like. And then next, I did Syndicate and Ashling Veil. So if you get Ashling at level 3, and then you do Katarina, she upgrades all the levels by 1, turning it into level 4 Ashling. And now, what I was hoping for, we have 3 things that can happen. It can remove the chaos rest. This is what happened to me. It was very sad. It can remove the crafted modifiers, or it can remove the prefixes cannot be changed. So that is a 66% chance of a win. Because now, well, first off, I could block something. I could just remove these crafts and block something before unveiling. But I can get, for example, this would be really good for builds that use a lot of elements, but this is what I wanted. This is what I wanted my amulet to look like. Now, I was going to wrap this up by having crafted life. I was just going to exalt the last suffix and get life gain on kill and rage. But at the moment, I only have one suffix anyway, so it's kind of sad. Like, I don't really have Well, I have two. I have the available one. So either way, I would get an additional chance of getting an additional suffix and not just having a crafted one. So that's what I wanted to do. That would free up another slot for Chaos Rest that I don't need. And hopefully this gives you some idea of what we use Exalted Orbs for on the SSF. There's a large amount of prefixes cannot be changed, suffixes cannot be changed. I pretty much don't use Exalted Orbs on anything else. I have not exalted a single item this league. All my exalts have been either Leo Slams or Harvest Slams. I don't think I've exalted a single item. Even when I had 26 exalts just lying around. So yeah, I've got around 100. Most of them, if you're wondering how I'm getting so many exalts, I do have a video how to make currency without trading. Most of them are by spamming currency sentinels. I absolutely spam them. If you're running at a really brisk pace, like you're not even clearing them up, you're running in, popping your sentinel and leaving, you get probably 1 exalt every 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes you'll get more. Especially once you start getting high tier ones. Because the highest tier is like 5% chance for enemies to have a currency reward. And you could get really good ones that have sentinels also have a chance to give rewards on top of that. So it really adds up and you get a large amount. I really like the nodes duplicated divination cards. So when I actually did get a brother stash, it duplicated from the diviner. So that was really nice. Just wanted to make this video about when and how and what to use Exalted Orbs on. There is probably a lot more cases, but I don't want to make a longer video. So I just wanted to do a quick example video of how they are used. Thanks for watching. Sub if you liked the video, but more importantly, try to die less than I do.